This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
The rain and storms came early on Thursday. Severe weather passing through central Indiana, though it wasn't quite as severe as the storms that hit other parts of the Midwest overnight. Good afternoon. I'm Meredith Barrick. I'm joined by meteorologist Todd Clausen. And Todd, we are liking the looks of this radar right now because it is clear.
Yeah, a lot less active than it was earlier this morning. You mentioned those storms. We had a bunch of thunderstorm warnings, no tornado warnings. So this line of storms was weakening as it made its way through central Indiana. And now the radar is completely quiet, and you can carry on with any plans you may have here this afternoon. There's only a very small chance that a stray shower or two could pop up here just because we're getting into this very warm and muggy summer-like air mass across the area. So once we develop some sunshine this afternoon, not completely out of the question, a stray shower could pop up, but you're fine here for at least the next few hours as this front has settled down to the south. And the problem is this front's just going to kind of toggle around Indiana as we go throughout the next few days, and that's going to act as a trigger mechanism for a lot of these showers and storms to continue into the days ahead, unfortunately. So here's the view in Bloomington, and you can see the skies starting to brighten just a little bit across campus, and that trend should continue here throughout the afternoon. Very similar to yesterday in the sense that as we thin the clouds out, the temperatures will start to climb. We're never going to completely get rid of the clouds, but we'll break into a little bit of blue sky here and there this afternoon. I think temperatures already in the mid to upper 70s. We'll go up another couple degrees into the low 80s for your afternoon highs. The humidity makes it feel a little bit warmer, and with the exception again of that very isolated shower, we remain mostly cloudy throughout the remainder of the day with temperatures still in the 70s as we head into the 10 o'clock hour. As we go into the coming days, I mentioned the rain chances, they stick around. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. The storms made an impact on Missouri. Several tornadoes hit the state early this morning. At least 3 people died in a tornado that hit Golden City, Missouri, just east of the Kansas state line. Another tornado hit Missouri's capital city of Jefferson City. At least 20 people there were treated for injuries. Forecasters say that tornado sent debris as high as 13,000 feet into the air. No arrests yet after a man died following a fight that led to his throat being slashed. This happened on the east side overnight. Police say a fight likely fueled by alcohol spilled out into the street on Bozart Avenue, just south of 10th Street. Police say a man grabbed glass from a broken bottle and slashed another man's neck. The victim was taken to the hospital and died on the way. We're now told a man was taken into questioning by police, but that man has now been released. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office will make a final decision on charges. More now on that plane crash in Hancock County that left 2 people dead. Today, the coroner in Hancock County tells us they believe they know who the victims of the crash are. But the families of the 2 say they want to wait until the bodies are positively identified before those names are made public. The propeller-flown plane crashed Wednesday afternoon shortly after taking off from Indianapolis Regional Airport. The National Transportation Safety Board is looking into what caused the crash. John Walker Lind is free, released from prison in Terre Haute this morning. He served more than 17 years in prison for fighting against U.S. forces in Afghanistan. As ABC's Elizabeth Herr tells us, the family of a man who died shortly after interrogating Lind is not happy that he's a free man.
This morning, the man known as the American Taliban, John Walker Lind, is once again a free man, walking out of an Indiana prison after serving 17 of his 20-year sentence. Released early, according to authorities, due to good behavior. Lind converted to Islam as a teenager in California, then left for the Middle East in the late 90s, even meeting Osama bin Laden at an al-Qaeda training camp. Lind was captured during the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan.
You're an American citizen, right?
Yeah.
Well, right now you're a prisoner.
All right.
In video taken by Afghan intelligence obtained by ABC News, CIA officer Johnny Mike Spann is seen here interrogating Lind.
You know the people that you're here watching Lind are terrorists?
Spann was killed an hour later in a gun battle with militants. Lind was never charged in Spann's death, but his family now calling Lind's release an injustice.
He is getting released early because of his good behavior in prison. And for my family, terrorism does not equal good behavior.
don't turn him loose if there's reports out here that he's not being the model prisoner that y'all say he is.
The family referring to a 2017 published report citing leaked government assessments alleging that Lind continued to advocate for global jihad and made pro-ISIS statements while in prison. ABC News also learning from sources Lind has even preached in prison, quoting a prominent jihadi figure. Lind is now expected to move to Northern Virginia, just outside D.C., and for the next 3 years, he'll remain on supervised release with several restrictions, including limited internet access. He also cannot communicate or associate with anyone with known extremist views. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
If you're planning on firing up the grill this Memorial Day weekend, you may want to double check your meat. The USDA has recalled more than 62,000 pounds of raw meat. It was distributed by the Aurora Packing Company of Aurora, Illinois, to locations across the country. It includes a number of cuts of steak as well as ribs and brisket cuts. The government says all of the recalled meat has the establishment number EST 788 inside the USD mark of inspection. No illnesses have been reported so far. Getting ready for all the activities at IMS this weekend, and most of the people who work at the track are keeping their eyes on the sky. Today, the president of IMS talked to reporters about plans for track operations this Sunday. He acknowledges things could be up in the air due to the forecast that could include some rain and storms, but right now the plan is to be ready to run all of the events on schedule.
A lot of factors go into it, and it's hard for us to speculate on what's going to happen. We'll monitor it, and we'll try and keep folks updated, but likely Sunday morning will be the first time that we have any definitive statement on what we think is going to happen.
Bull says even if there is some rain Sunday morning, they will try to start all of the pre-race events on time. Before we get to Sunday, we have Carb Day to enjoy. The fun gets underway at the track at 8. The final Indy 500 practice starts at 11 a.m. The Indy Lights Freedom 100 starts at 1. The pit stop competition at 2. Then Kool and the Gang takes the stage at 3:30, followed by Foreigner. We have all the information on the RTV6 app, and don't forget to join us for our 1-hour Carb Day live program tomorrow at noon right here on RTV6. Are you ready to land that dream job? Just ahead in Hiring Hoosiers, our career coach shares how you can master the elevator pitch. And a former NFL star on trial for multiple rapes. Just ahead, the latest alleged victim to take the witness stand against him.
And it's been an active weather pattern here across central Indiana. Unfortunately, that is not going to change as we head into race weekend. The front that you see there is just going to kind of toggle its way back and forth across the state, and that keeps rain chances in the forecast. I'll try to time them out for you coming up in your main weather in just a few minutes. You're watching the news at noon right here on RTV6.
Ball and on the ABC app. This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
The job search is competitive. Can you promote yourself in 2 minutes or less? Every Thursday, our Hiring Hoosiers career coaches help us handle your work-related questions and concerns. RTV6's Rafael Sanchez on why an elevator pitch has a real-world purpose.
Networking is critical to your job search, and a key element to that is your elevator pitch or elevator speech. Your elevator speech is a quick synopsis of your background and experience. It's all about you. In 1 to 2 minutes, you're going to say who you are, what you want to do, the skills and experience that you have to offer, and what you want. Mention your goals, but don't be too specific. There are key points to your elevator speech. Keep it brief. Like we said, 1 to 2 minutes. Practice until it feels like a conversation. Engage the person with a question and end with handing them your business card. Your elevator speech can be used at job fairs, networking events, in your LinkedIn summary, and it's a great response to the common interview question, tell me about yourself. An elevator speech is your opportunity to make a great first impression. Be positive and enthusiastic. The right elevator speech will get you career connections.
Our career coaches are great resources. If you have a question for one of them, send us an email at hiringhoosiers.com. Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
We want to thank our career coach, Jill Jongling with Central 9 in Johnson County. You can find that story along with many others on our website, hiringhoosiers.com. And join us tomorrow on Good Morning Indiana as we look at some free resources to take your small business from startup to growth and expansion. And it is almost time to hit the pool, the sure sign that summer is almost here. We'll show you where you'll be able to take a dip starting this weekend. That's next.
At martinacura.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Yori Tewelde. Court TV's coverage of the Kellen Winslow rape trial continues today with testimony from another accuser. Jane Doe number 3 is a neighbor who claims the former NFL star exposed himself to her while she was gardening. Wednesday, the jury heard from Jane Doe number 2. She says Winslow raped and sodomized her after she accepted a ride from him.
It looked like there was something under his sweatshirt.
What do you mean? What did you think he may have under his sweatshirt?
I don't know if it's a gun, a knife. I didn't know.
What were you thinking?
I thought it was the end of my life.
When you say that you thought it was the end of your life, now that he had raped you in the way that you described, what did you think he was going to do?
I thought it was the end of my life.
The jury also heard from Christina Garvey, Jane Doe number 2's friend, who encouraged her to go to the police. That's the latest for now. Court TV will keep following all of the developments in this trial for you.
And a reminder, you can stream Court TV live 24 hours a day at courttv.com.
Time now for an RTV6 Consumer Alert. Tim Maniscalco here from the Better Business Bureau. This time of year, you guys see scams targeted at veterans and military people.
Yeah, this weekend in particular, we see a lot. You know, this is the weekend in which we honor those who gave everything for the freedom and the democracy that you and I both enjoy. But the scammers are out there and they target a lot of things that are directed at military, at veterans. We see a lot of these high-priced military loans where they say instant approval, you know, you don't have to get anything checked, but it's really a loan that's going to be very, very high-priced. You don't want to have anything to do with those types of things. And they say it's exclusive for veterans. So that's really the come on there. These buyout plans, this is an interesting one where they say they will buy out your military pension or benefit, that type of thing, give you an upfront payment. The value on those is about 40 or 50% of what your pension or your benefits are really worth. So just be very, very careful on things like that. These fake rental properties, they have illegitimate sort of properties. They steal photos from properties and things like that, and they promise a military discount to people on rental properties. Misleading car sales, websites where they will post these classified ads, and it'll say that, once again, discounts, special discounts for veterans and soldiers, that type of thing. Very expensive life insurance policies. We just see a lot of these during, really all during the year, but particularly during Memorial Day. So just be very, very careful, particularly if you're a veteran. This is a weekend where we really want to celebrate those who serve our country. So the scammers are trying to use that and use it where they think that veterans are going to get some sort of special treatment, some sort of special discount on this weekend, and it's just scammers trying to take advantage of something that we're trying to celebrate.
Okay, Tim, thank you so much. This has been an RTV6 Consumer Alert.
Nicole, thank you. Taking a turn now, a look at downtown view to the north. There are still some clouds lingering. The good news is no rain is falling, and it's hot out there, Todd.
Yeah, you know, temperatures in the upper 70s, and we've added that humidity to the forecast, something we haven't seen a whole lot so far this month, but it's going to stick around for the next few days. So Storm Team 6 radar, much different than if you joined us earlier this morning. I'm sure the thunder woke you up at some point throughout the overnight hours, along with that heavy rainfall. That has all come to an end. That is the good news. The clouds are still left in place, and we'll slowly start to thin some of these clouds out as the afternoon wears on, but we're never going to completely get rid of them. It's very similar to yesterday. It's a slow process. You'll start to see some patches of blue sky, and then some bigger patches will form as we head into the late afternoon, early evening hours. But this overall weather pattern remains very active, and that's what makes it so tricky timing out these waves of rain. So there's lots of dry hours mixed in between the rain showers. As this first wave went through, there's another one off to our west, and then another storm system back off even further to the west, and they're all riding the showers, that is, and thunderstorms right along this front. And the problem is this front's just going to kind of toggle itself back and forth across central Indiana over the next few days, and that's what's going to keep the weather weather pattern active with these waves of rain coming through. So obviously it's a big weekend forecast, and everybody's asking, is there going to be rain on race day? I think at some point on Sunday, certainly rain is going to fall across the area, but hopefully we can time it out in those breaks to get the race in across here in central Indiana. And if you have any other plans for Memorial Day weekend besides the race as well. So temperatures are in the 70s right now for the most part, a few 60s down to the south. But these temperatures will continue to climb here throughout the afternoon hours up into the low to mid 80s across most of the area, maybe just slightly cooler to the north. But the humidity that I mentioned is making these temperatures feel just a couple degrees even warmer. So if you do have evening plans, as we get into some sunshine here and there, I can't completely rule out the chance of a stray shower for you this afternoon and this evening, but it would be very, very isolated. So don't cancel any plans, as temperatures will remain mild this evening, not even falling back down into the 60s until after sunset. So for Carb Day tomorrow, another stray storm is possible in the morning hours. Otherwise, it's just a very warm day for us. 86 degrees. Humidity's high tomorrow as well, and that will result in heat index values up in the 90s. Now, here's TrueCast for tomorrow. To the north, there will be the chance of maybe an isolated storm as we head into the afternoon and then eventually into the evening hours. It will all be very, very spotty. And Friday has the lowest rain chances of any day in our weekend forecast. Saturday, 30% chance of storms, 85 degrees. Sunday, showers and storms right around 80 degrees. So here's the scattered storms on Saturday. And as we get to the end of this here, you'll notice as we get into Sunday morning, here we are at 6:30. I mentioned the placement of that front. It's going to be to the north, I think, at least to start Sunday. The problem is, as it sags to the south, we may have to throw some storm chances in once we get into the afternoon and evening hours. But I don't think Sunday's a washout. Then more showers are in the forecast, Meredith, next week, Monday through Wednesday.
All right, Todd, those temps make me want to take a dip in the pool. And the good news is the first round of Indy Parks pools are opening this weekend. I'm joined by Linda Broadfoot, the director of Indy Parks, and you're going to tell us a little bit about when and where people can go and dive in.
Yeah, so we're excited. 'Tis the season. So this weekend is our first round of pools, so we're celebrating the start of summer with everyone else. So we've got a few pools opening starting on Saturday at 11 a.m., Broader Pool, Northwest Way, Ellenberger, and a couple of others. And then the next round will open, you know, once school's out. That's when folks really start coming out. So June 8th is then the second wave, if you will, of pools opening for the summer. We're super excited.
Yes, and there are always great things that come along with the pools opening. That includes swim lessons and things like that. What other than people just coming by for a leisurely swim can people expect?
Yeah, so people, you know, I think people think of pools as a fun place to hang out, to lay out, whatever. But yeah, we see over 160,000 people at our pools every year.
Amazing.
For everything from the recreation to swim lessons to, and just sort of basic water safety things. We have swim teams and so much more. Folks can just go online or call 327-PARK to learn more. It's really important to us that kids learn how to swim, so we offer a lot of opportunities.
All right, yes, and it is important to us too. We hate reporting on those stories where kids unfortunately, you know, do drown or there are incidents like that. So very important for kids to come take swimming lessons. You guys also have some seasonal positions still open if there are teens out there maybe looking for that great summer job.
So we employ over 400 young people every summer. It's a great job for them, but it's also how we meet our mission. It's how we keep the pool safe, keep the day camps going. So we still have a few positions, I think, that folks could get into if they still haven't gotten their job lined up for the summer. So all those jobs are on indy.gov/jobs.
Okay, and where can people find out more information about what's really important, the pools?
Yeah, so go to parks.indy.gov or call 317-327-PARK to learn more.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Linda.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, we will be right back after this break. I wish that we were going for a dip in the pool, though, right about now.
Open now.
All right, the storms from this morning have moved out. There could be a stray shower this afternoon, but should be very isolated. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy, but warm and muggy. A high of 82. Hot and humid tomorrow, 86. Heat index values in the 90s. Then scattered storms both Saturday and Sunday, but it remains above normal with high temperatures in the 80s.
All right, Todd, thank you. And thank you for making RTV6 your choice for news. We hope you join us back here again for the news at 5, and we hope you have a great Thursday afternoon.